Do you folks remember those vivid TV adverts from 1997? The funky music, funky colours and the funky processor lab dudes all excited about the brand spanking new MMX processors. Man, I so wanted one of those to superpower my PC games, but I don't think I ever did get one. Well, over 20 years on, I've now been able to pick up a working MMX desktop in remarkably good condition. So in this video I'm going to quickly show it to you. So look at this one, a little yellowed, but otherwise it's looking so sweet. It's in an old AT case and only one owner from new. The BMS Technologies company must have been a custom PC builder and put this one together from older spare parts. I love this black megahertz display, a nice touch on the case. The included DIN keyboard is a cracker without a Windows key, so must predate this machine, and the same probably for the 3-button serial mouse. Now as a bonus, as I was driving across the city to pick this up, I spotted this 14-inch CRT monitor you see here out on the curb for rubbish removal. I picked it up plus another socket 7 case and slung it into the back of the car. It was a stroke of luck as it pairs nicely with this one, though the screen image is pretty soft and makes my eyes bleed on any resolution higher than 800 by 600. Check out these analog adjustment controls though. I seem to remember having similar for my first Packard Bell 486 back in the day. Now you've seen the gear, let's see how this thing handles some games. First, let's get it booted into good old Windows 95. It's got a 233 processor with 96 megs of RAM and a Sound Blaster 16, a Vibra card I think, but it doesn't have a 3D capable card. This Legend card has no 3D skills, so I'm going to have to rely on that Mega MMX power to bring the heat. Windows 95 is installed in a 2 gig partition with a second 2 gig partition making up the total 4 gig hard disk we've got here. I'm installing game files to the second partition for now. First up, Duke. Let's get some. Interestingly, in Australia the installer always installs a censored version of this game, but the files to convert it back to the uncensored US version are on the disk and you just have to follow some steps. So all of this so that you can see some pixelated, barely recognizable flesh in the game. Still, you can see here it runs perfectly on this mean machine. Next up, a bit of Quake. Running in software mode, 360 by 240 seems to match this monitor the best in terms of not distorting the screen. Performance wise, it's nice and smooth as expected. The CRT is nice and dark, and it boosts the atmosphere of the game. Next up, let's try Monkey Island. Now this actually I think looks particularly nice on the CRT. It probably doesn't come through here, plus my capture card has skewed it to the right for some reason, but it really looks like a cartoon on the TV. The sounds are clean and crisp as well. The game just runs really nicely.
Aren't you a little short for a pirate? Hold your tongue, Captain.
Right, now to try to push the MMX processing instructions. Time for some speed, baby. Or at least, kinda jerky speed. A graphics card would make a massive difference here, but you can see the game is still playable. Kinda comparable to a PS1 or Saturn Performance I would guess, and yes, you can see here that I'm a particularly dirty driver. Last up, let's try out Dark Forces. This works a charm, not as graphically demanding and coming out a couple of years before, but shows it works fine under Windows 95 here with no issues. Sounds great too.
You're not authorized in this area.
Now, there were some files still left over from the previous owner, particularly a bunch of MP3s on the desktop which included some of my favourites. Windows Media Player and then Winamp also brought back some massive memories. Do you guys remember those? Another memory is of viruses, and this PC seems to have one hiding in the system folder. A quick Google is that this is one that messes with your homepage in Internet Explorer. I used to hate those ones. The final blast from the past on here is the previous owner's screensaver. A few images of some blonde from Australian lads mag Ralph. Now Ralph, what an awful name for a magazine. Anyway, that's it for a quick look at this machine. I will do a follow-up video in the future where I hope to open this one up. I'm hoping to upgrade the graphics card so I can put some more games through this one. Hope you liked the video. If you had a machine like this, tell me in the comments. Would love to hear about it. Anyway, take care and see you in the next one.